Hi, Collective Access user. Today we'll have a look at how to clean up those messy storage locations and entities that most museums have after the conversion from virtual collections. The reason this problem exists is that virtual collections did not have a method for making sure that a location or a person's name or manufacturer name was only entered once. When you have a variety of different users with various levels of training, you get what we've all experienced, which is a bit of a dog's breakfast of storage locations. Well, there is a way to clean this all up, but it does take some planning. Just a reminder that only admin accounts will be able to do any tasks that require deleting something. I'll be showing several tasks to be done, all relating to the cleanup of the storage locations and, near the end of the video, entities as well. You can have your database open in the next browser tab in order to follow along and perform the tasks. You will also find an index of the different topics we will be talking about in the description below, and you can click on the timestamp link to go directly to that content. Before we begin, make sure that the person doing this work is intimately familiar with the proper storage location names and the correct hierarchy. It's not a bad idea to sketch it out on paper first to give you a visual representation. So let's begin. The first thing you may want to do is to see what objects are associated with specific storage locations in your hierarchy. The best method to do this is by going to New, Storage Location, and your hierarchy will appear. To select a location, click on the arrows until you see the desired location, then click on the location name to access its editing or properties page. You'll get familiar with this page since we do so many of the needed tasks from here, including renaming locations, deleting locations, and moving locations. In fact, we can do a couple of these tasks while we are looking at the objects in locations. I'll mention these in a moment. By clicking on the Contents tab, you can see all the associated objects with that location. Return to the Basic Info tab to continue looking at other location contents using the hierarchy, all the while making notes on which are the good locations and which can be deleted. Just a reminder here that deleting a location means removing it from the hierarchy and transferring its items to the good location. No object records are ever deleted. As you browse your location and check their contents, there are a few things you can do right away. Some locations may show 0 objects and can be the first ones to delete if you wish. You can rename them in order to quickly find them during the deletion task. To rename these, simply make sure you are in the Basic Info tab, then click in the Name field. For these locations with 0 objects, let's put a 0 in front of their names, and click on Save. For locations which are the correct ones to keep, you can rename them by adding an asterisk in front of their name, and save as well. This is also how you rename really any storage location in Collective Access. Keep doing this until you have a good amount of storage locations marked with asterisks and good notes about which locations should be deleted. So maybe a location name and its contents are correct, but they're in the wrong place in the hierarchy. In order to move a location, go back to New, Storage Location. Select the location to be moved, and you'll notice that the selected item shows up in the box above the hierarchy. Select the Move tab, navigate to where that location will be under, and click on it. You will notice that the text in red now shows you the action that will be performed once you click on Save. If all is good, click on Save. If you made a mistake, simply click on Cancel. Creating a new storage location in the proper place has its own process that goes as follows. Go to New, Storage Location. Although it would seem logical to use the function Add under Storage Locations New, you should actually skip that. I think it causes more confusion than needed. In my example, I'll be adding a new shelf in a unit. Using the arrows, navigate to the location under which the new location will live. The trick here is to not click on the storage name. Just click on the arrows until we get to where the new location will fall under. I hope this makes sense. Then we move to that area just over the hierarchy box where we select the type of storage location from the drop-down menu. Now click on the plus symbol. The application shows us the action we are about to do, a new storage location type in the selected hierarchy path. If this is indeed what we wish to do, now we click in the name field and give it a name. Then click Save. Repeat, starting from New Storage Location to add others. What's that? You see that Add tab right here? Well, if you're adding storage locations specifically below, alongside, or maybe one level higher than the current location, you could use that, but I don't see how you can navigate further up the hierarchy. Well, it's time to do what we came here to do. Get rid of those pesky duplicates. In doing your preparations recommended at the beginning of the video, you should have two things done: knowing which locations are the ones to keep and knowing which locations need to be removed. Begin with the deepest levels first. Though they may be the toughest to figure out, it gets easier as you remove locations. So let's dive into it. Go to New, Storage Location. Navigate using the arrows to the duplicate storage. Then click on the name of the storage location to be removed. Click on Delete at the top right-hand side of the screen. So usually you have some objects linked to that location, and the next screen will ask you where you wish to put those objects. Click on the Transfer References to Radio button. This is where you select the correct location from the storage location hierarchy that you should be quite familiar with at this point. If you had renamed the known proper locations with asterisks, then here's where you see the benefit of that extra step. If there are no objects in that location, it will delete the location with no further interaction with the user. So basically, continue doing this until you have only known good locations left. The good news is that the further along you get with this task, the easier it gets as you have less options in the hierarchy. This process can also be applied to your entities, which are, for example, the donors, manufacturers, artist makers, and even collection names. The good news is that it's a bit easier to clean up entities versus storage locations. First, go to Find, Entities, Browse. From there, you can click on Types and select which type you wish to work on, individuals or organizations. Select one. It should be sorted by default in alpha order. If not, you can click on the Display Name label to sort it. From this view, you can easily see the duplicates. If you wish to see what objects are associated with particular entities, simply click on the editing icon for one of them and select Relationships tab, but you can already see the number of objects right from the screen. To go back to your search results, simply click on Results label at the top. In our example today, we know that Ascot Clothing is a correct entry, and the others should be deleted. When you've selected the one to delete, click on the editing icon from the search results. Or, if you are viewing the objects, go back to the Basic Info tab. Just a note while we're here, this is the same place you would go if you wanted to rename an individual or an organization, or if you wanted to add more information to this entity. To delete this entity, click on Delete. Then select Transfer References to. Begin typing the name of the correct individual or organization, and you just have to begin typing. The autofill feature will offer suggestions. Pick the correct one and click on Delete. You can return to the list to do more cleanup by clicking on Results. So there you have it. You're on your way to cleaning up those duplicates in your storage locations and your entities. If you require any assistance in doing any of the tasks mentioned, please don't hesitate to contact us. Have a great day.